Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. So today's video is going to be slightly different. So a lot of people have been asking me recently what I think is going to be in the Dark Souls DLC or the Dark Souls 3 DLC. And to be honest, I don't really know. Nobody really does know because From Software do a really good job of not spoiling stuff and not really giving out too much. Just look at Bloodborne DLC. There's no way that by looking at the trailer you would have guessed that something like Fish and Hamlet was in there or something like that. So yeah, so you can't really tell that, but what I would like to mention in this video is what I want from one of the Dark Souls 3 DLCs. I don't care if it's this one or the second one. I don't really mind, it's just in general what I'd like to see in a Dark Souls 3 DLC. So yeah, you know. So yeah, where to begin? So to be honest, for me, all the way from the start, the Souls series is pretty much a good game, just because of these kind of wow moments you get, just seeing things that you'd never expected, even if it's just a character, scenery, gameplay mechanic, anything. It's just Dark Souls is such a good game just because of the unexpected moments that you get in Dark Souls. So yeah, like, you know, starting from Demon Souls, like the first time I ever heard about a From Software or a Souls series game, sorry, the first time I ever heard about it was that apparently there was a game released in Japan that you could be the boss for other players. So it's kind of like PvP, but you as the boss, you substituted a boss for the other players, and that was just like something you'd never heard of before, and it was like, wow, how are they gonna do that? I wonder what that's like. And I was like really hyped. It was like, oh, it's a shame it's not here in Europe. But anyway, yeah, eventually it did come out in Europe, and yeah, wow, that was the start of everything pretty much. I mean, I literally picked it up like one of the first days possible. And so yeah, you know, like, even though Demon Souls isn't a DLC and we're kind of talking about DLC, it was like something new. It was something we'd never really seen before, a different type of game, or at least in my opinion or in my experience, it was a type of game that we've never seen. It was completely new. So yeah, you know, it's something unexpected, I guess you'd say. Moving on to Dark Souls 1, which is definitely my favourite Souls game, like most of you will agree anyway. And yeah, technically the vanilla game was the same type of game as Demon Souls, but the environment was so much different and there was a lot more variety, and that's kind of really made Dark Souls 1 have a really deep and rich world. But you know, we're here to talk about DLCs more than anything. And what made the Dark Souls 1 DLC good, which probably is it's pretty obvious, I mean everybody knows this, but it wasn't exactly the places that gave you those wow moments in the Dark Souls 1 DLC. It was more about the characters. Though I have to mention I did like the Abyss. It was kind of a different area you kind of haven't seen before. But yeah, just seeing Artorias and Sif was exactly what I mean by one of those wow moments I'm talking about. You know, in this case it was because of the characters and not an environment exactly. But yeah, Dark Souls 1 DLC definitely had one of those wow moments I'm looking for, just because of the characters. So yeah, so moving on to Dark Souls 2, the first and second DLC wasn't that great in my opinion. Nonetheless, they was good DLCs. They weren't bad DLCs, and it was definitely worth the money. But yeah, the one I did like on Dark Souls 3 the most, or sorry, Dark Souls 2 the most, was the third DLC. Not only because it's snowing and you didn't really see much snow in the Souls game except Ariamis, I believe, up to that point. And yeah, I kind of really like snow. But a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but what made the third DLC special for me on Dark Souls 2 was the Frigid Outskirts. And to be honest, I know a lot of people hate the Frigid Outskirts, but to me, Frigid Outskirts, the first time I seen it, it kind of just seemed really infinite, to be honest. And it was kind of like the first time I seen Ash Lakes, I remember. Like, I just imagined, like, I didn't know anything about Ash Lakes. I knew it was pretty small. You could kind of see it was pretty small and everything, but I just imagined, like, imagine if you could get a boat or something and you go wherever you want and it'd pick a direction, you could go there, and it just seems so infinite and so mysterious. It's like, imagine just, like, I don't know, some random little hut abandoned near that tree in the far distance. You know, it really gave me that kind of dreams and mystery, even though you couldn't do it, but I just imagine that. And Frigid Outskirts kind of gave me that same sensation. It just seemed so infinite and relaxing in a way, until you discovered that it weren't actually that huge and there was invisible unicorns trying to murder you everywhere. But you know, it was just like, the first time you see it, you have a really cool wow moment, and yeah, I really enjoyed that in the Frigid Outskirts. And yeah, it was like really, really relaxing and mysterious, like I said. And you know, I'd really love to see one of these kind of moments in Dark Souls 3. But yeah, finally, let's talk about the Bloodborne DLC. In my opinion, it was probably the best DLC that From Software has ever made, in my opinion. Like, it started quite similar to the vanilla game, and then after Ludwig, it just kind of got weird and unexpected in a good way. And it's kind of just something completely different. I really liked it a lot. And like, after the Maria boss, the first time I explored Fishin Hamlet was just like, wow. I love dark, rainy, rotten, far, far away places, I guess, if you could say. And this area was just spot on, in my opinion. This place looks sick. Is there going to be another boss straight away or something? Huh. Wow. That's a change of environment. Look at this. It looks so cool. Why didn't we get more of this kind of change of environments on the vanilla game? What the hell is that under there? Is that like a sunken city or something? Holy shit, this looks so cool. Wow. Each new area just looks cooler and cooler. I am impressed. I honestly am. Well done, From Software. I just fell completely in love with this place, and it really was the best DLC I've seen from Software so far. So really what I've been trying to say is that before this great series ends, or apparently it's going to end after Dark Souls 3, in these last 2 DLCs of this great series, I really just want to see one more of these moments I've been talking about. You know, just before it all comes to an end, just one more. Even if it's just like one more moment of seeing a beautiful place, even if it's not beautiful to everybody else, like kind of like Frigid Outskirts, I guess, or just see some cool NPC like Sif or something you don't expect. So yeah, that is pretty much what I've been trying to say. That's what I want to see in one of these 2 last DLCs that is going to put a finish to this great series, or at least they say it will. So yeah, you know, all I ask from Software is just one more of these wow moments, even if it's just for me, even if it's a personal one, and everybody else don't see it, but that's what I want, you know, because in my opinion, Dark Souls is a really subjective kind of game, especially some of the moments and all that. And yeah, so yeah, guys, let me know what you would like to see personally in these 2 final DLCs that will put an end to this series, apparently. So yeah, guys, so if you enjoyed this video, please go like and subscribe. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter. You can support the channel more directly on Patreon, which is much appreciated, and we'll see you next time, guys.